Well, my dear friends, this is my morning workout. It's 15 minutes or so. I absolutely swear by it. Keeps me very supple, and it's a combination of things I've learned from Olympic rowing medalists, from yogis over my years. So it starts with sitting down with your legs out in front of you, and you reach out as far as you can go, grabbing your legs, keeping your legs straight and really feeling the stretch behind your legs. You put your elbows down to give it a little extra stretch. Release. Do it again, reaching further forwards. Repeat that 3 times. Ideally, you want to get into a rhythm of breathing, where as you exhale, you do that extra bringing the elbows down. You then lift your right leg up, tuck it in close behind you, get your left elbow over your right knee, and then rotate round to the right. At this point, you should feel a torsional twist in all of your vertebrae down your spine, from your neck down to the base of your spine. Hold that for 3. Okay, and come back to this position. And again, let's try and reach a little bit further this time. And each time go as far as you can, and then use the elbows to stretch a little bit further. 3 times, and then bring your left leg in, tuck it in to your left glute, right elbow over your right knee, and then rotate round to the left. And again, you'll feel that torsional twist, but this time it's going in the opposite direction as before. Okay, reach forwards again. This time bring your right leg up and cross it over your left leg. Left elbow over right knee, and then you're rotating around even more, and you should feel a stretch in your right leg as well, in the upper muscle of your right leg. Back down to this business, stretching. Okay, left leg up, leg cross, reach round, and away you go. And again, this time you should feel a stretch in your left leg as well as that torsional twist in your spine. Okay, and back. One final bit of stretching here. Ideally, you're breathing in for 4, exhaling for 4 as you're doing each of these maneuvers. Okay, now if you can do this trick, it's a very one to do, but you cross your legs over and you try and get your balance right, and you force yourself up on your legs. At this point, you should be standing up nicely. Right, next set of moves is a yoga move. It's a sun salutation, and you start standing with your feet shoulder width apart, hands by your heart center. Reach up, reach back as far as you can go. Really back. On a breath, breathe in. On an exhale, again you're counting for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hands down. You'll find this a bit easier now because you've just done that pre-warm up. An inhale, lift up, lift your heads up. Exhale, have your hands down in front of you. Bring your left leg back, and really feel a stretch in the back of your left calf muscle. Swap over onto your other leg and the downward dog, like so. Here you're trying to keep your legs as straight as possible, and try and get your heels down, but they'll be up in the air. And you're trying to get your back and your arms in alignment so that your hips are the apex of the V. Bring your knees down, so put your toes over and come all the way back in cradle pose, stretching out now, tops of your shoulders and the upper part of your back. Inhale, come up and over into a into cobra position. So note here that just the tops of my feet are on the floor. My knees are off, but if you can't do that, just put the rest of your knees down. Okay, then bring your flip over into your toes. Go to a chaturanga position, which is a half press up. Your elbows should be tucked into the sides of your body. Then you're holding into a sort of plank position. And back to the cobra. Okay, up to your toes. And back to the downward dog. And then bring your left foot forwards this time, and you're now stretching out your right calf muscle. And then bring your right foot forwards. Hands together, bending up from the hips, bring it all the way back, and then hands back to heart center. So we'll do that again, but this time with the right leg moving first. So, lean all the way back, bend at the hips, and then exhale, breathe, look up. Exhale, right foot back this time first. Inhale, left foot back into the downward dog. Okay, really think about keeping the backs of your legs straight as possible. Trying to get the heels down onto the mat, but they probably won't go down. And then try and get those arms aligned with your back. So it's just your hip acting as the apex of the V. Down onto your knees, toes over, stretching out the top of the back. Inhale, up and over into the cobra. And then onto your toes, down to the chaturanga, press up. So it's a half press up, elbows tucked in close, hover, plank, over onto your toes. Lean back up again. Remember, you can put your knees down if you find this balancing on your toes too difficult. And then back down to the downward dog. Okay, right foot comes forward. Really feel the stretch in the back of your left calf muscle. Left foot comes forward. Hands together, slowly bend up from the hips. Bend all the way as far back as you can go. And the hands back down to the heart center. You now want to reach out. Focus on pointing the distance. Point your hand at it. Your right hand. You're going to move your weight onto your right leg. Grab your left foot with your left hand so that your thumb is pointing upwards. You're grabbing the outside of the, the inside of the foot. As you do so, lock your right leg into position. Really focus on that balance. And then try and lift your left leg as high as you can take it. Okay, once you've finished that, swap legs. Again, your right thumb should be pointing up. You're grabbing the inside of your right foot. And lock your left leg straight. Keep really focused on supporting the distance, get your balance sorted, and then gradually try and lift that right leg as high as you can take it. Okay. Stretch out your legs to your kind of V position. Bring your hands down to the mat in front of you, and then try and bend all the way down. If you can touch your head on the mat, brilliant, but don't feel you need to. You're just doing a kind of press up. Keeping that stretch in your inner legs. And then turn your left toes out. Your right toes are going to be perpendicular. Reach out with your arms, tuck down, so your left hand is pointing between your big toe and your second toe. And you look up to the right, your hand, hold that position. Your right leg should be straight, your left leg slightly bent. swap around, do it the other side. There you go. So that, my friends, is the routine. If you're feeling very vigorous, you should then do as many arm exercises, maybe press-ups or chair lifts, and do as many as you can until you can't do any more, whatever that number is. And then repeat for a core exercise, maybe a sit-up, a dorsal raise. And again, you do as many as you can until you can't do any more. And then you do a leg exercise, maybe hopping on one leg, and do as many hops as you can, swap onto the other leg. And then you've done a little mini workout and some stretching, all in about 15 minutes.